everyone, TexasDeacon here. I said I would update you on my criminal case that's coming up. Tuesday, the 10th, I believe, I had what they called a pre-trial hearing. And it's in here, and I have never been this far before in our legal system. And I assumed that the pre-trial hearing, the officer had written me the citation. I was pleading innocent, and I assumed it was going to be looked at by someone else to determine if there was a good case. If there's not a good case, they're going to lose, but if they got a good case, they'll go forward with it. Again, I've never been this far. All the citations are tickets, for depending on what you want to call them, that I've had in the past have been for, I had a dog at large one time. I was guilty. I failed to keep my fence in good repair. I paid the ticket. Expired inspection sticker. I was guilty. I paid the ticket. I got a warning ticket for not running a front license plate one time. I just got out of the military, and I lived in another state. I was stationed in another state, and there you did, if you were wise, you did not run a front plate on your vehicle, because that state did not. And that was just a signal for the local yokels to find anything they could wrong with you. And I come back, and I was slow about putting it on. Got a parking ticket one time for something other. I don't remember what it was. All I remember is paid $5, and that was it. And then come up with my latest crime, which I was totally innocent. So when I went to the so-called pre-trial hearing, it was nothing but the prosecutor that said the same thing to me when I pleaded not guilty. You just got to pay the fine. And so I said no. In fact, I told the prosecutor, female, that I was not paying a fine, because you see, every time they gave me a piece of paper, you should be prepared to pay court cost and fine. Be prepared to pay court costs and fine. Oh, and by the, where is that sheet here somewhere? Oh, here's one, here's another one. This one says, that's the one I had. Oh, here, this one here. Now this one, it is, gone up from $306 to $308. I do not know why. Now, the fire marshal that issued me a ticket gave me a list of all the things, and it said, this is you right down here on the bottom. So you got to pay it. You don't have any choice in the matter. Okay. Anyway, oh, and I have another one here. Amount $308. Every time you talk to these people, all they talk is money, 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 money. It's, oh, as I went before the so-called pre-trial hearing, I had photographs, a series. I know you can't see much of them here, what they're about. Well, what's this one? Oh, that is the carpet that I accidentally burned that caused all the problems. And this is the burn pile, what was left of it, with the carpet laying out the side. And I had a whole series of pictures that would prove that the carpet itself was part of an ongoing project that I'm working on, in which a cover, I have a cover like this. And in Texas blackland, when it gets dry, it cracks. Well, I had that built to have a place to put my equipment out of the weather. Then it developed cracks. So I laid carpet over the cracks. It prevented me losing my tools and parts down in the cracks, but it was I almost fell down 2 or 3 times because of the cracks. You got a crack that wide with a piece of carpet over it, and you still drop you. So I started, had a plan to correct that. I figured out how to do it. Now my lawnmower accidentally started a fire. Pure accident. Well, where's my statement? I just read my statement that I had prepared. Got it here somewhere. On January 21, 2015, my lawnmower accidentally started a fire. I called 911. The fire department quickly responded and put out the fire. The fire department then told me that the fire marshal would be coming out. I did not even know we had one. It wasn't long before, I skip his name, arrived. Since a man with a badge and a gun has arrived, I concluded that I might be in some kind of trouble. I began to explain to him what happened. He cut me off in the middle of a sentence. That happened a second time and a third time. I realized that I was getting nowhere, so I decided to say nothing else before we got into a heated argument that would have served no benefit. I had come to the conclusion that it was going to write me a ticket no matter what I said. The fire marshal kept repeatedly talking about the carpet that I had burned and never said anything about the refrigerator that also burned. I had a refrigerator in the middle of that pile in which I've been planning on doing a test, in which over the years I've heard of people that in a house fire, they say when it was all done, that stuff in the refrigerator was still in pretty good shape. So I was going to burn a refrigerator. It has to be an old one, solid metal. And I was going to have one of these inexpensive fireproof boxes inside the refrigerator and see if it would stand up to a good fire. So that's what the refrigerator was there, but he didn't say anything about it. He refused to accept my explanation that the carpet was part of an ongoing building project. He gave me a ticket. After he left, I looked at the ticket and was surprised to learn that he had cited me for illegal dumping and disposal. That had never been discussed at all. And this was on my own property. Well, they're going to give me a court date. And I'm not a happy camper over this. They have the right. Oh, one thing too. I learned something when I went into court. There are gold fringe flags hanging on the wall behind this JP. And if you don't know what a gold fringe flag represents, you need to learn. The judge sitting under a gold fringe flag is not bound by any law, not even the Constitution, because it's an admiralty flag where during the old maritime, the ship's captain had total control over life and death. There was no law on the high sea. So what they have done is just brought that on the land through a series of steps. Do a little research on that. It'll be interesting. Anyway, if you will keep me in your prayers, because I really do not want to go to jail. I do not. I'm hoping the jury will find me innocent. However, the judge could set the jury verdict aside and find me guilty. If it does, I will not pay that $308. I will go to jail. A lot of people don't understand that, but there comes a time when a man draws a line in the sand, And one thing too that I have learned, that had this happened to me some years ago, I would have paid the fine. Why? I had a job to go. I couldn't afford to lose a job. I would lose more money being off work than I would paying this fine if I was in jail for 30 days. So that's where they have you, in these JP courts. I look up on them now as nothing more than a speed trap without cars. Anyway, keep me in your prayers, and I don't want to go to jail. So until next time, Texas Deacon, signing out.